Hi, this is Jason Major from the Biblical Cinematic Universe. I'm here to talk to you about a Christmas nativity movie called A Star Shall Rise, which was on Family Theater, a TV show that was back from the 50s, produced by Father Peyton. And this was found on this DVD, which has 20 holiday movies. I'll be honest with you, some of them are A-listers, B-listers, S-listers for Santa, and a variety of all kinds of things, from different versions of Christmas Carol, not the most famous one or anything, to obscure films like to Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, to a bunch of cartoons. But you found cool Christmas nativity movies, and this I found for $5 at Walmart one day. But that was years ago. And it also, you can, if you prefer streaming, it's on YouTube as of 2024. I found it on YouTube for free. So what is it about? Well, first of all, that show, Family Theater, was like a half-hour Catholic program by Father Peyton. He used to say, the family that prays together stays together, which is a great message, obviously. He also would talk a lot about his faith, his Catholic faith, about Mary and praying the rosary. I am not Catholic, but I can respect his Catholic faith, because I believe we're still brothers in the Lord as Christians. The way that this movie, I'm seeing it on YouTube right here, it says, it introduces this little half-hour drama. It says, some men find truth through science and learning, some through simple faith, but not without humility. And so this story is about the nativity story from the wise men's point of view, and it was really, really good, actually. Now, I preface to say it's in black and white. It is a half-hour program, and you would have to be a fan of his film history or Bible films to really appreciate this. So if you're not into like old movies and you say, I don't like rewatching 1950s movies and old movies, it's not for you. But for me, 8 out of 10. Straight up, I'm going to tell you, 8 out of 10. I don't know why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, but that's just my brain, how it works at the moment. But 8 out of 10. So the movie, it's about a half hour, and the story is that the three wise men, Casper, Melchior, Belshazzar, as they're named in this, that's not in the Bible, but that's their traditional names. They see the star east. They see the star, of course, and then they come here. And in the meantime, we are introduced to two shepherds who they interact with, and they ask them questions, and they tell them about King Herod and how evil a king he is. Unfortunately, they are arrested by Roman soldiers because there's an old woman who's a hag and a spy for the Roman Empire, well, they're going to be arrested. So they try and flee from the two shepherds try to flee from them. One gets shot in the leg. And then meanwhile, on the other part, you have the three wise men, and they go to King Herod, and you see King Herod kind of and his spies kind of saying like, well, if there is a problem in the land, these guys can help you find this child. And so that's kind of what the plot is. And then, of course, what we end up finding is that the wise men do find baby Jesus, and the shepherds, of course, do. The shepherds end up, the two shepherds, one of them gets wounded in the leg. They end up joining with some other shepherds who, that's when they see the angel, who is off screen in this version. And then those shepherds go to the nativity story, and then the wise men eventually join. Now, one of the wise men wasn't a believer until the very end because he was a man of science, right? And so he, at the end of the story, he actually approaches Mother Mary first, and her mother and Mother Mary kind of asks him questions, and then she says, she says to him that you're basically so this close to him, let me be the one to bring you all the way. So she's definitely representing the Catholic tradition of Mary is an intercessor, but also at least in the short, I think, in very clearly saying that Christ is the way, and I'm to point the way to Mary. Mother Mary points the way to Jesus. She is not the Savior. So I thought it was, and Joseph has no dialogue in this story. So I thought this was really well done. It was just like, it's a very short film, so it's very easy to watch, and the acting's really well done. Again, as I said, you may or may not recognize Raymond Burr. I can't really recognize him on this viewing, because obviously, I'm old enough to remember the Perry Mason show, but like he was old when he was in Perry Mason, and he's young in this. So I know he's one of the wise men. I think that's what he is. And but if you have 30 minutes of your time and you want to watch a black and white short that's about the Nativity, this might inspire you. And I thought it was really well done. And Family Theater have other little films they've done that are really well done as well. So that's my review of this Christmas Nativity story, A Star Shall Rise. Thank you. And again, keep watching the Biblical Cinematic Universe.